This week on GamePron News, the Australian Classification Board just says no to Mortal Kombat. LEGO Universe developer NetDevil suffers some significant job cuts, while EA has confirmed it's developing sequels for both Medal of Honor and Command & Conquer. Internet gaming's in the news in 3 different countries as a Chinese gamer dies following a marathon binge, the Vietnamese government apply a late-night curfew to the internet, and an Australian gold farmer sues her insurance company over the theft of some real gold. Gearbox Studios are looking for everybody who has been involved with Duke Nukem Forever, and Ubisoft unveil the most awkward party game of them all. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen. Australian gamers who are looking forward to dishing out fatalities, ripping each other's spines out and tearing people in half will have to find something else to do. Mortal Kombat, due for release in April, has been refused classification in Australia, effectively banning the game from sale. The Classification Board found that the game contained violence that exceeds strong in impact and is therefore unsuitable for persons aged under 18 to play. Of course, because Australia still doesn't have an R18 adult rating for video games, that means the beat-em-up is completely off-limits. While X-ray mode was mentioned in the board's official report on the game, the main problem they had was with the many unlockable fatalities. Specifically mentioned were Melina's blade work, Cabal's long hook disemboweling trick, and the fact that Quan Chi rips his opponent's leg off and then beats them with it. Publishers Warner Bros. Say they are extremely disappointed with the decision, stating that it would make more sense to have an R18 classification in Australia. In other disappointing news, LEGO Universe developer NetDevil has undergone some radical changes this week. According to animator Toby Cochran, a lot of talented folks lost their jobs as the developer downsized and sold the rights to the LEGO Universe MMO directly to the game's publishers, LEGO Group. According to a statement from parent company Gazillion, the majority of LEGO Universe development team members have been offered employment at the new owners and work on the game will continue. Social networking sites are buzzing with the idea that the majority of the developers may have actually lost their jobs, with only a core team of artists sticking around to work on the game. NetDevil itself is apparently not closed despite rumours to the contrary. The company is moving to new premises and continuing to work on the recently announced free-to-play browser MMO Fortune Online. Nobody has mentioned anything about NetDevil's other project, the interstellar MMO Jumpgate Evolution. That doesn't really bode well. People have been mentioning plenty about EA's pair of new games revealed this week though. Firstly, we had executive producer Greg Goodrich announcing that Danger Close is already working on the next Medal of Honor. Nobody's really that surprised though, right? He's already also stated that last year's reboot has sold more than 5 million copies since its October launch, and everybody is pretty pleased with themselves. Also pleased, although maybe tentatively, are Command & Conquer fans, as it's been confirmed that they're getting a sequel as well. The news was seemingly leaked earlier in the week before being confirmed on Thursday. The game, as yet unnamed, undated and undetailed, is in the works at new company Victory Games under the watchful eye of industry veteran Jonathan Canagan. To Asia now, and online gaming's been a focus of 2 different countries. In China, a 30-year-old man died following a marathon gaming binge in a Beijing internet cafe. He had apparently gone for 3 days with no sleep and hardly any food before he lost consciousness at his keyboard. The man has not been identified, but he allegedly spent more than $1,500 on gaming in the month before he died. This is very similar to a 2005 case where a 28-year-old South Korean gamer died after playing non-stop for 50 hours. Potentially trying to avoid a similar incident in their own country, the Vietnamese Ministry of Information and Communication has asked local internet providers to block access to online gaming between the hours of 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. daily. The government's aim is to improve internet management so that it does not impact negatively on the lifestyle and customs of young people, but some Vietnamese ISPs object to the new rules, explaining that this policy will needlessly punish their adult customers. A couple of years ago, an Australian World of Warcraft fan took the unusual step of converting her in-game gold into bars of real gold bullion. This was fine until somebody stole the $74,500 worth of precious metal from her house. Understandably upset, the gamer, Christina Fincham, took the matter up with her insurance company, but they refused to pay. In fact, the insurer countersued, accusing Ms. Fincham of staging the theft in order to make a claim. Now, when we say World of Warcraft fan, we actually mean Ms. Fincham was a gold farmer. She mined for virtual gold and then sold it for real-world money. Gold prices, I mean real gold, in 2008 were at a 10-year high, so it makes a sort of sense to convert your virtual treasure into something more tangible. The only problem is that the insurer alleges Ms. Fincham only converted the in-game loot into a real-world item because then it could be stolen, which it was. It's all a little bit too convenient, really. The court is currently waiting to hear back from the forensic accountant, but the case is unlikely to settle. A trial date will be determined in May. Duke Nukem Forever is a legendary in its development cycle, the website states, and over that legendary development period, more than a few people have contributed to the Duke, and many have since disappeared to other projects. Now though, the new guardians of the game, Gearbox Software, want to round up all of the people who have at some point been involved with Duke Nukem Forever. This is no simple task, so they've set up a website in the hope that word will spread. The site includes options for people who may have worked on Duke Nukem Forever as a developer, publisher or contractor, but also asks notable press, community members and fans to submit applications. It's a simple matter of gauging how much you think you impacted the game at the time and how much you think that impact will have carried over to the final game. Nobody's quite sure how Gearbox will actually use the information or how they'll verify its authenticity, but it does sound like a lovely way of remembering the Duke's long and colourful history. And finally, stop me if you've seen this one before, I'd like to show you a little bit of a new game from Ubisoft. It's called We Dare, and it's a collection of unusual mini-games designed for the motion sensing controllers of both the Wii and the PlayStation Move.
Tell me what you want is a little bit of money, and I'm sure that's true, but I'll tell you something, honey. I've got love that'll make you feel just as high. You see, my friend Joe, it don't matter where he goes, but he always has a laugh, he watch the good times flow. It's the love in his heart and the smile on his face that sets him right. If you could see that, babe, there's more to life. Strange though it seems in the stage that you're in tonight. Like a magic show, watch me come and go. It's a fairy tale, that's how you want to see me.
While conservative types around the planet are horrified at the sexy, quirky party game, and other people are confused at how anybody thought this game would actually be a good idea, we here at GamePron are a little bit disturbed by the fact that it is apparently suitable for gamers as young as 12. Ubisoft have told us that the game was meant to be out already, but unforeseen delays means that we'll be waiting until mid-March in Australia. I've already pre-ordered my copy. Until next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is GamePron News.